Herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI Talk PDEC 2017 und neben mir ist Ron Tremblay, er ist der CEO von Levon. Levon haben wir vor 1,5 Jahren ungefähr das letzte Interview gemacht. Damals haben sie eine Technologie, eine Biotech-Company rausgesplittet und ich muss gleich einen Konflikt of Interest sagen, ich bin Aktionär der Company. Jetzt schauen wir mal, weil der Rohstoffmarkt ja wieder boomt und er hat ein extrem großes Silberprojekt, was sie wirklich tut bei diesem Silberprojekt. Ron, thank you to have time. I saw this in my German introduction. First, I have a conflict of interest, I'm showed.
Okay.
Second, the last interview what we do is 1.5 years ago. It was the spin-off of the biotech company.
The biotech, yeah.
And now the resource market are back and the people react immediately also on your really big silver project what you have. So I'm quite sure most people don't realize how big your silver project really is.
Okay.
So maybe we can fill us the people first in how's the silver project look like,
Okay.
How big it is, and what your plan for the future.
Okay. We're very excited about seeing things finally start to improve. I think the silver price wants to move. Every time it moves up, it's getting hammered down with some manipulation, unfortunately. But I think that you can see that it keeps, every time it gets knocked down, it comes right back. So that's a very positive sign as far as I'm concerned. Also, we've got a big zinc component. I mean, we've got almost 500 million, we do have 500 million ounces of silver, which is huge and world class in an open pit scenario. The open pit would be 3 kilometers long by 2.5 kilometers wide by up to 1 kilometer deep. We've drilled to that depth in the center. We also have 9 billion pounds of zinc.
Wow.
At $1.30 a pound. You can do the numbers.
Wow.
So we've been working on the economics of the project now. We also have 1.4 million ounces of gold and I think about 4.6 billion pounds of lead. So we have a nice combination of metals to take advantage of different markets, so it evens out things and gives us some better economies of scale. And because of the size and because of the fact that we have a low stripping ratio right now, our last PEA showed a 1.2 to 1 stripping ratio, but with the work we've been doing with our engineers lately, it looks like we can reduce that stripping ratio down to about 0.8 to 1 by drilling 25 holes in the center of the resource. That area is being considered as waste because it hadn't been drilled in these certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll reduce the waste and improve the stripping ratio, probably to 0.8 to 1. We also think that with this additional drilling, we should be able to show an internal rate of return with a $25 silver and $1.10 zinc, $1.10, $1.20 zinc, and probably $1 lead, and probably about 1,300 gold. I think we can probably look at somewhere just south of 30% IRR, probably somewhere around 28, 29% IRR, which I think is extremely good for a project this size. To give you an indication, another project, Corani, which is Bear Creek's deposit, they've got 150 million ounces. We've got 500 million ounces. They've got a stripping ratio of 1.65 to 1. We've got a stripping ratio of 1.2 to 1. Their grade's a little higher, but when you look at the economics, at the end of the day, we've got better economics. Mm-hmm. We just haven't been able to publish that yet because we've done the internal work, but we haven't. We need to do the additional drilling and then go to a new PEA on the entire resource. When we did a PEA before, it was only on 30% of the resource because we didn't have the AIDA claim in the center of the deposit, which we now own 100%. We bought it for $2 million, drilled it, and added probably 20% to our resource. So it's very exciting going forward. I think we're going to be able to show some great economics, great economies of scale, and I think it's going to be very positive for the stock. We're trading right now at about a $50 million market cap. I believe Bear Creek, for example, is trading at about a $250 million market cap. So from what I just told you, I think you can see that we should be trading probably, that 5, 6, 7, 8 times more higher than where we are right now. So there's a tremendous amount of upside. We just need to see some positive movement in everything, and we need to get out there and tell the story.
Yeah, that was my question. What you're doing that you tell the people the story.
Right. So now we're going to start working on getting the story out. We wanted to do that in combination with the drilling and going towards the PEA. So I think it's time to start working on that. So that's what we're going to do. It'll take a couple months to do the drilling, take about a month to get the assays, and then probably a couple months to get the PEA done.
How much money you have in the bank?
We've got a couple million Pershing shares, which are worth probably somewhere around 9-10 million. We've got, I think there's a deal imminent there, which will probably add more value to those shares. And then we've probably got about somewhere around probably $4 million in cash. And then we have some IVA refunds, which is the IVA is the tax refunds in Mexico. They owe us about $3 million, somewhere in that neighborhood. And so we've been getting that in dribs and drabs. So, say around 14 million roughly, plus the EVA. The drill program will cost, we've got a quote of around 450,000 for the drilling, and then by the time you take the assays, the geologists and all the work, you're probably we're budgeting say 850, but it's probably say $1 million. So we're in good shape. Yeah, we're not going to be breaking the bank, and then with the PEA and everything, probably $1 million will do the whole thing.
So at the moment, you're not financing planned or something?
No, we're not. I mean, once we get the share price up, more into the $2 range, then we'd probably raise another 30-40 million or something. But at this time, we don't have to raise the money, so why dilute the stock? I mean, I'm the largest shareholder, and I'm obviously very keen to do what's in the best interest of the shareholders because I'm the biggest shareholder. Yeah. So I have a lot of motivation to make sure that everybody's taken care of. Not that I wouldn't anyways, but it makes me even more motivated.
Yeah. No, but the Germans, they are really take care that the dilution is really low. Then sometimes they get diluted to hell.
Yeah, well, I hate that when that happens when I own a stock. So, I mean, I don't want that to happen to me, right? So I don't want that to happen. And that's why we've been cautious, and that's why we've waited for this market to turn around. And I think it's turning around, and I think it's heading in the right direction here. I mean, when you look at what's going on out in the world right now, you got Trump in the United States, you've got all of this politics going on out there, and, you've got the dollars and the stock market's at record levels. I mean, this can't keep going forever. No. Things are going to change, and the precious metals particularly are going to take off. And if they do all this infrastructure spending, zinc's going to continue to go through the roof. They're talking maybe $2 zinc. Yeah, so, we're in a great position right now. And the stock is very undervalued, so it's a great opportunity for investors to get involved.
Thank you, Ron. Great update. Ja, war ein großartiges Update von Levon. Nur mal kurz zur Beschreibung, ungefähr 500 Millionen Unzen hat das Deposit, aber was noch größer ist, 9 Milliarden Pfund Zink, und Zink ist ja wirklich heiß, aber sie haben noch 1,4 Millionen Unzen Gold noch dazu, ein bisschen Blei auch noch, also eine richtige schöne Kombination, ist ein schönes, ein großes Metallprojekt, ist zwar lower grade, ja, ganz klar, aber halt bei Weitem gigantisch. Und was sie jetzt machen, ist, sie bohren, nicht viel, also kostet nur $450.000, aber damit können sie wahrscheinlich die Strip Ratio, also das heißt das Verhältnis zwischen Erz und dem Abraum, der Müll sozusagen reduziert werden, weil sie in der Mitte bis jetzt nicht bohren haben können, weil sie das Projekt nicht gehört haben. Und wenn sie das jetzt dementsprechend bohren und das Strip Ratio bringen, dann ist natürlich die PEA, die rauskommt, also die Pre-Economic Assessment, deutlich besser als die jetzige. Und selbst die zeigt bei Preise von 1,10 bei Zink und so weiter schon 30%. So, und das schaut extrem gut aus. Also er sagt, extrem unterbewertet die Aktie. wenn es einmal in die Gegend hinkommt von $2, $3, dann machen sie vielleicht einmal wieder Finanzierung, aber sicher nicht bei dem Level, wo sie jetzt ist. Also spannende Aktie, ich habe die Aktie, aber ich muss ehrlich sagen, ich glaube, vielleicht werde ich sogar ein bisschen was dazu kaufen, weil die haben schon gefunden. Riesige Mengen. Es ist jetzt nur mal die Frage, wie wirtschaftlich das ist. Ja, das war's von Levon, PDEC 2017 und Ron Tremblay.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.